Welcome back guys to another video. Don't forget to subscribe and let's started chapter 12, Uzumaki disclaimer. I don't own Naruto Batad by Master Gonkalo. Naruto woke up early and did his mission with his team. After they were finished, they were free for the day, so Naruto wanted to test something that he hadn't find the time to test. He went towards the commercial district and made some clones. He had seen in the memories of some clones, while doing missions with his team, that they also saw the side quest emblem, so he wanted to see if the clones could do side quest. He sent one clone to do the rat side quest in the district. It was an old side quest and it wasn't worth it, but if this failed he didn't wanted to fail on a bigger mission. After a while the clone returned. Apparently, the clones could do side quest, but he only received half of the payment he was supposed to get for completing the quest. After the clone dispelled, he got a notification, as you have seen. If you do a side quest with a clone, you will just receive half of the rewards. Any XP or Ryo will be cut in half. This is to motivate you to do side quest yourself. Well, he understood that if he got the full reward he could get away with becoming strong really fast, but this still helped. He could get money from multiple side quests at the same time. Yeah, only half, but it was something, so he decided to farm this feature to get money faster that he could. At least it seemed that he got reputation at the same rate, so it wasn't that bad. The next day, after he had completed his mission with his team, the third Hokage asked Naruto to stay behind because he wanted to inform him of something. Maybe he could finally tell him more of what they had discussed at the hospital. After the rest of Naruto's team had gone outside, the Hokage spoke. Follow me, Naruto, said the third Hokage. Naruto followed him to a room that appeared to be more private. Maybe it had privacy seals as well. Naruto couldn't tell at first glance what happened. Jiji, why do you ask me to stay behind to talk to you? Asked Naruto. Well, you see, Naruto, when we talked at the hospital, I told you I would tell you more later. Since I didn't have the time then, said Hiruzen. Well, now I can finally tell you more, and I'm sure you're anxious to know more. You bet I am. I want to know more about my family and my clan, said Naruto. Well, as I told you before, I made a promise to not tell you about some things until you became a Chunin or turned 15, said Hiruzen. Naruto nodded as confirmation that he remembered. Well, that was for a reason. You see, Naruto, whenever one of those two requirements are met, you will become clan head of your clan, said Hiruzen. Naruto was shocked by this reveal. He would be a clan head in some years, or maybe earlier. If he turned Chunin, you would also have some responsibilities and benefits from that title, but I will not go in greater detail right now, since that's still quite some time away, said Hiruzen. What I will tell you is that since you are the clan heir, you already got access to some benefits and responsibilities with this title. You got access to the library of your clan, which is in your clan house. Sadly, I must ask you that you don't move to your clan house yet, said Hiruzen. Why? Asked Naruto. A bigger house would be so much better. It's because of the promise I made. If I let you go there now, you would know who your father was, and that would make some other rules apply to you, and I want to keep you away from those rules for some more time, said Hiruzen. They're not bad, it just that you are too young to fulfill some of your responsibilities you will have once you know who your father is. Naruto could understand that, but that meant that his father was also someone of great importance. For now he would trust his Jiji. After all, he knew more things that Naruto did. He might be protecting him from who knows what. Maybe a seat at the council that he didn't want yet, but anyway, I can make arrangements that everything related to the library of the Uzumakis is moved to your apartment if you want to, so that you can study your clan in greater detail, said Hiruzen. I would like that, said Naruto. He could keep it safe by transferring everything to his inventory later. I also got something else for you, a letter from Kushina, your mother. She left it in my possession, so that if anything were to happen to her, I could give it to you later, said Hiruzen, taking out a letter and handing it to Naruto. Is this really from her? Asked Naruto. It is. You will have to forgive me, but I already read it. I had to make sure that she didn't mention your father, said Hiruzen. Don't worry, I might not know who my father is yet, but he sounds important, and it also sounds that I would get in all sort of trouble if I knew. I have already waited more than 10 years to know who my parents were. I think I can wait until I become a Chunin to know how my father is, said Naruto. So he didn't even thought he could turn 15 before he becomes a Chunin. He is just as impulsive as his mother. Well, I think you have much to think. Head home. I will arrange that your clan books and scrolls are moved to your house. They should all be there in 2 days tops, said Hiruzen. Yeah, I need to read this letter. See you later, Jiji, said Naruto, going outside and heading back home. Naruto arrived at his house and sat at his bed. He grabbed the letter from his mother from his inventory and he opened it. He prepared himself and started reading. To my dear son Naruto, I hope you never have to read this letter, but if you do, I must have left this world already. I hope your father is still with you and you grew up in an ambient full of love. First things first, I need you to know that your father and I loved you a lot, and if we are not by your side, it means that something beyond our power separated us from you. I want you to know that I never wanted to leave you alone. I love you and my husband more than anything in the world. I also want to tell you that you probably just became a Chunin or turned 15, so you will be a clan head soon. I wish you luck, and if you have any questions I'm sure that Hiruzen can answer them. But if you still have questions on how to lead a clan, there is a book with all the clan's responsibilities and benefits of Konoha and the clan laws of the Uzumaki clan in the clan library that can answer any question you have left. Another thing is that I'm leaving you my sword as a gift. It's a special Uzumaki sword, forged with Uzumaki techniques. It's made of a special chakra metal that will react to your chakra. I would suggest for you to practice before trying to infuse it with chakra. It also got a secret space in the hilt. In here you can add seals to help you in different ways. Experiment with different seals. That's the fun of Funjutsu. One more thing. By now Hiruzen must have told you, but if for some reason he died, or if he didn't told you, I must tell you that you are probably the Jinchuriki of the nine-tailed fox, the Kyuubi. I was the last Jinchuriki before you. The reason you are the Jinchuriki is because you are Uzumaki. The Uzumaki have large chakra reserves as well as large chakra coils. That allows us to handle the Kyuubi chakra a lot better than anybody else. But don't think of yourself as a monster or a demon. You are the savior of this village. Every second you are still alive is a second the Kyuubi can't destroy the village. So think yourself as a hero. One more time, I want to tell you that I love you more than anything in the world. And I hope that you grew up happy. Your mother Kushina Uzumaki. Naruto started to cry halfway through the letter. By the end he was crying more than he had in his life. He just sat there at his bed, crying. He reread the letter multiple times. He stayed there until he felt asleep. A box appeared while he fell asleep, so he didn't see it until the next morning. But it read, new perk Uzumaki. New perks open on the perk book. Plus 1000 CP, plus 20 int, plus 20 WIS. Decided to end it there. Tell me what you thought of this chapter. Video Game Corner. Today's game Punch-Out series, SNES, NES, Wii. I consider the Punch-Out series to be a puzzle game. You have to discover the pattern to defeat every fighter in a trial and error way of doing it. Chapter 13, The Day of the Spiders. Disclaimer, I don't own Naruto Baited by Master Gonkalo. After that flood of emotions, Naruto was lucky that today was his break day. Since his team had done so many missions they had earned a break, and it was today. The first thing he did after he woke up was go to the last page in his perk book and get the Sword Fighter perk. Since he would get his mother's sword when his clan books and items were moved to his house, he wanted to use that sword. He had to think of a name for the sword, but that could wait. He also checked his perk book to see all the new perks he could get. He decided to get some of them when his clan scroll arrived. Since he needed them to get the perks, there was an Uzumaki Taijutsu perk, an Uzumaki Kenjutsu perk, and an Uzumaki Funjutsu perk, but he needed his clan scrolls to get them, and for the Funjutsu he needed advanced Funjutsu first, so he needed a new book, and he only knew one person that could get him the book, Ernst, so he decided to go visit him today. Hinata woke up in her home as always, but today was one of those days that she had to spar with her sister Hanabi. Twice a month she had to spar with her sister. This was made to measure them both. And when Hinata turned 15 they would decided from the two of them who would be the next clan heir. The one that wasn't chosen would be marked with the caged bird curse seal. Contrary to some of the Hyugas believes, Hinata and Hanabi were pretty close. They were sisters after all. None of them wanted to see the other sealed. For that reason Hinata held back a little bit, but she knew that even if she were to go all out, she would probably still lose. Today was like any other day. She had to spar with Hanabi. She went to the training dojo inside the main branch part of the Hyuga compound with her dad and Hanabi. Then both sisters spared. Hinata lost, and her father told her how she was weaker than Hanabi and how he was proud of Hanabi. After that she decided to go have a stroll through the village to clear her mind. She needed to find a way to save Hanabi from the seal that also prevented that she were sealed, but she couldn't come with an answer. Naruto arrived at the Karma Ninja shop, his favorite shop in the village. By now he could probably go anywhere else thanks to his reputation, but he was a close friend with Ernst, so he kept coming there. Inside there were two men talking. One of them was Ernst, the other one was a huge man. Even taller than Ernst, he looked like a gorilla. He carried beads around his neck. Maybe he was religious? He looked strong. He was obviously an experienced fighter. His level was near the 50s, and he might be as strong as a Jonin on Naruto. What brings you here? Asked Ernst when he saw the young Uzumaki. Well, I came looking to see if maybe you had an advanced Fuinjutsu book. I mastered all the seals in the last one, so I need a new one, said Naruto, which was true. With the help of some clones he was quick at mastering the last book. He still didn't found much use to the seals. He didn't needed storage seals. Containment seals might be useful but not right now, and he didn't knew what to do with gravity seals between others. You are quick with this books. Well, first I want you to meet an old friend of mine. He traveled with me and my brother in the past, although not for long, he said, pointing to the man he was talking to a little while ago. The man turned to face Naruto and extended his hand. So you're Naruto Uzumaki. Ernst told me about you. He said you had potential to be a great shinobi, said the man. Yeah, I'm Naruto, but how are you? Asked Naruto. Sorry for not telling you earlier. My bad. My name is Gafka, and I hope we can become friends, Naruto, said the man. Naruto shake his hand. A friend of Ernst is a friend of mine, said Naruto. Well, about that book, I have to say that I don't have one, Naruto, said Ernst. What? But you had the other ones, said Naruto. A Fuinjutsu book you said you were looking for? Asked Gafka. Yeah, I need to learn the advanced Fuinjutsu skills, said Naruto. Well, I have an advanced Fuinjutsu book in my possession, and I would gladly give it to you if you do a favor for me, said Gafka. Really? What do you need? Asked Naruto. You see, the spiders in the forests around Konoha are multiplying fast. The Hokage and his council are already making preparations to kill some of them to stop their grow. But you see, I need you go first and kill the Spider Queen and get her fangs, said Gafka. Can't you get it after the Hokage kills the spiders? Asked Naruto. No, if the spiders' number decrease, the queen will go into hiding again. This is the only chance. I would do it myself, but I can't go to the forest right now, and by tomorrow it will be too late, said Gafka. Well then, I'll do it. Where can I find the queen? Asked Naruto. I'll give you a map of the forest where she is. It's not guaranteed that she's there, but it's a pretty close approximate, said Gafka. Okay. Then, said Naruto, grabbing the map Gafka gave him. I'll be back with the fangs of the Spider Queen, said Naruto, heading out. Didn't I tell you he was impulsive, said Ernst. He left before you warned him that the Spider Queen is usually surrounded by 3 of 4 giant spiders, said Ernst. He'll be fine, I can tell, and if he gets in trouble, that thing in his stomach will probably save him, said Gafka. How did you find out about that? You have only lived in this village for the last week, said Ernst. Did I never told you, when we traveled together? Asked Gafka. Ernst had a look of confusion in his face, so Gafka continued to talk. Well, I can somehow sense chakra, but you might say I'm a sensor. So what? Well, I can somehow sense even better than a sensor. I can tell the little differences in the movement of chakra. I was trained to feel them in my native village Forgia. I could feel 2 different chakra inside him, said Gafka. And how did you knew it was another being? It could have been a seal, said Ernst. Well, I have sensed Biju chakra in the past, and that felt like a Biju, so I bet that kid has a Biju in his stomach. Maybe the Kyuubi? Asked Gafka. You're good with this. I have known you all these years and you still surprise me, said Ernst. Well, you still surprise me too, said Gafka. I thought you hated Bijus. I would have bet that you would have thrown that kid out of here the first time he set foot here, said Gafka. I felt something when he came here. I couldn't just throw him outside, so I gave him a stupid mission that I was sure he would fail, but he did it. Then he told me about how he was an orphan and his dream to be Hokage. You could say that the kid grew on me, said Ernst. Well, here's the book, said Gafka, taking it out of his clothes and handing it to Ernst. Tell him that I had to leave. Grab the fangs and hold to them for me. I will come and look for them later. When he comes back, give the book to him, said Gafka. Okay, I will. Hope to see you later, old friend, said Ernst. Stop talking like if I'm going somewhere far away. I'm just going to do some more chores I have to do. You will see me plenty of times, said Gafka. Yeah, whatever. See you later, said Ernst. See you later, Ernst, said Gafka. Going outside, Naruto was getting close to the forest. He was getting excited for this. It had been a while since he had fought a strong leveled monster, and he wanted to see how strong the Spider Queen was. On his way he got a quest notice. New side quest: get the Spider Queen fangs for Gafka. Reward: advance Fuinjutsu book, 10,000 Ryo, 3,000 XP. Raise reputation with Gafka, Ernst, and the ninja population of Konoha. Failure: possible death. Lowers reputation with Gafka, Ernst, and the ninja reputation of Konoha. Well, that was straightforward. He Just needed to defeat a big spider. Hinata saw an excited Naruto heading to the forest at the edges of Konoha. She wondered why he was headed there, so she followed him. It might give her the answer she was looking for, or maybe just give her more questions on the way. She saw Naruto moving his hand like if he was getting something away from in front of him, but she saw nothing in front of him. Maybe he was just stretching. Naruto arrived at the edge of the forest and then he went inside the forest. Hinata had heard that it was dangerous inside the forest. There were some big spiders in there. She hated spiders but she had to follow Naruto. He might be getting himself in trouble. Hinata followed Naruto quietly, trying not to make anything that would get his attention. She wanted to tell him that this was dangerous, but she also wanted to know what was he doing here, so she decided to follow him. If he gets in danger, she would intervene and help him. It looked like Naruto was searching for something. He kept talking about a spider queen. Hinata wondered what a spider queen would look like. Then she felt something in her foot. She had stepped in some web, so she tried getting it off her foot, but it was a pretty sticky web. Then something pulled the web, dragging her with it. She let out a scream while she was carried to wherever this web was taking her. Naruto was getting tired. He had killed 3 groups of wolves. Since he was now level 9 it was easier, but he still had some trouble, especially with the group that had 5 wolves. Those almost got him. He kept looking around. When he heard a feminine scream from behind some trees, he followed the sound. Someone might be in danger. He arrived at a clearing, where there were 5 spiders, 4 of them level 11 and one of them, the spider queen, if the portrait was correct, was level 15. Naruto knew he couldn't win against all 5 at the same time. He needed a plan, but then he found the source of the scream he heard earlier. Hinata was bound inside a cocoon of web. He knew it was her because her face still showed. He knew she was still conscious because her eyes moved to look at him, but her mouth was covered by some web, so she couldn't talk. He needed to save Hinata, then take her away from here and then go back to Gafka and tell him that he couldn't do it. It was too difficult, but first he had to concentrate on Hinata. He immediately did what came to his mind, and that was to create nearly 50 clones. He assigned the clones in groups to distract each spider. He and a group of 10 clones attacked the queen. He had to get Hinata from the cocoon in front of the queen, so this was his best idea. He grabbed one of the clones and attached a upgraded explosive tag. This one was better made to explode bigger. He then attacked with Kunao in hands with his clones, and when the queen stabbed the clone with the tag, this exploded and dealt some damage to the queen. It also distracted her enough time for Naruto to get to Hinata and cut the cocoon, setting her free. Thanks Naruto-kun, was what Hinata said, without stuttering. Maybe the fear had made her talk like this. You can thank me later. We have to get out of here, said Naruto, grabbing Hinata and putting her on her feet. He looked for a way out, but all his clones had been dispelled already, and the spiders were closing ground, making it hard to see a clean way out. Hinata, I will distract the spiders. You run away, said Naruto. No, Naruto, that's suicide, said Hinata. I know, but what else can I do? Said Naruto. We are teammates. Let's fight together, said Hinata. I wouldn't forgive myself if a teammate dies and I could have stopped it. So please run and save yourself. Hinata, I'll be fine. I got my clones, said Naruto. I can't leave you behind. Naruto, I would never forgive me either, said Hinata. Naruto was running through some ideas in his head. Since Hinata would not leave without him, he would have to leave with her. Hinata, do you have any explosive tags? Asked Naruto. His plan required more than the ones he had. He would have to make more later. I got like 20 in my ninja pouch, said Hinata. Good. Attach them all to a group of Kunao, and wait for my next instruction. I will try to get you sometime, said Naruto. Okay, I'll trust you, Naruto, said Hinata as she started to attach the tags. Naruto created another 50 clones. He then instructed one to attach all his tags to Kunao as well, then the rest of the clones, and Naruto attacked the spiders that were surrounding them. A group of clones was throwing shuriken and really annoying one of the spiders. Another one was on top of another spider, trying to stab it with Kunao. The rest of the teams were distracting their spider in some way or another. Are you done, Hinata? Asked Naruto as his number of clones was diminishing by the second. Almost, Naruto-kun. Just one more. They're done, said Hinata. Okay then, said Naruto. Grab one and get ready. All the remaining clones moved to the group of Kunao and grabbed some. Now throw them at the spiders, said Naruto. His plan was to explode a big amount of tags to create a smoke cloud dense enough to run away unnoticed by the spiders. He hoped it worked. The spiders started losing HP with each Kunao and explosion afterwards. The smoke cloud was becoming dense enough to run away now. use the smoke to run away, said Naruto. Hinata understood his plan, even thought he couldn't really defeat the Spider Queen right now. Naruto wanted to try something. He threw one of the kunao at the spider mouth. The spider didn't notice the kunao until it was too late. The kunao exploded inside the spider's mouth, making its fangs come out. Naruto couldn't believe it worked. He grabbed the fangs mid-air quickly before he followed Hinata outside of the range of the spiders, that were still blinded by the smoke, making their escape work. Once both of them reached to outside of the forest, they stopped and started take a small rest. They were now safe from those spiders. Naruto was the first one to talk. I hope I don't have to do that ever again, said Naruto. What were you doing in the forest anyways, Naruto-kun? Asked Hinata. That's when she noticed that they were alone now, and they were in not immediate danger. She started blushing. Well, I was looking for these, said Naruto, showing Hinata the fangs he got from the Spider Queen. But what were you doing there, Hinata? Asked Naruto. Well, I saw you go inside the forest, and since it's a dangerous place, I decided to follow you to make sure you were safe, said Hinata with even more stutters than usual. You didn't needed to do that, but I'm glad you were there. If you had not been there, I would have been overwhelmed by the spiders, and I wouldn't have had enough tags to escape like we did, said Naruto. I am glad I was of help, said Hinata. Well, try to not get in more danger like that, said Naruto. I'll try, said Hinata. Well, see you tomorrow, Hinata. Got to go deliver these, said Naruto, referring to the fangs. He then went away. Hinata was impressed. Naruto had thought of a plan to get them out of that situation, as well as saving her. She couldn't be more grateful, but what she really admired about today was that somewhere in there, when the spiders surrounded them, Hinata had thought about giving up, but Naruto was different. He never gave up and kept fighting until he got them both out of there. She decided that she wouldn't give up. She had to find the way to save both her and Hanabi. She would start by becoming stronger. She had to be strong if she ever hoped to save her sister and herself. She would start training more, and she would find a way to save both of them. Naruto arrived back at the Karma Ninja shop, where only Ernst was left. Where's Gafka? Asked Naruto. He had to do some chores, but I'll hold on to the fangs, if you got them, said Ernst. Yeah, here they are, said Naruto, giving Ernst the fangs, a little bit damaged, but I'm sure they'll work. Here you go, said Ernst, giving Naruto the book. Gafka left it here. He was sure you would succeed, said Ernst. Thanks. Although I almost died there, said Naruto. Why didn't you told me that the queen had 4 guards, said Naruto. Well, you left before any of us could tell you, so don't whine, said Ernst. I'm going home. I need some ramen after that, said Naruto. Heading home on his way, he got a notification. Quest completed. You got the fangs from the Spider Queen, in a unique way. Reward: Advance Fuinjutsu book, 10,000 Ryo, 3,000 XP. Raise reputation with Gafka. Ernst, the ninja population of Konoha and the Hyuga clan. The Hyugas were not there the first time. Maybe it was because he saved Hinata. Then he got another notification. Level up name: Naruto Uzumaki. Rank: Genin LV, 10 XP, 500/3500 HP, 4200/4200 CP, 7800/7800 plus 1000 ATK, 72 Def, 52 Res, 55 SPD, 69 Int, 49 plus 20 WIS, 65 plus 20 Luck. He liked that. He got a level up, even though he hadn't killed anything in that forest except for some wolves. He was happy with the fact that he could save a teammate. That was enough for him, but the level was not bad. He headed home to make that ramen he had earned. Decided to end it there. This is my longest chapter ever. Tell me what you thought. They will probably not stay this long, and now since so many of you asked, here are the stats and perks that Naruto has till now. Name: Naruto Uzumaki. Rank: Genin LV, 10 XP, 500/3500 HP, 4200/4200 CP, 7800/7800 plus 1000 ATK, 72 Def, 52 Res, 55 SPD, 69 Int, 49 plus 20 WIS, 65 plus 20 Luck. Basic Academy Taijutsu grants a buff to hand combat. Effect minimum: Basic Academy Weaponry grants a buff to combat with kunaos and shurikens. Effect minimum: Basic Academy Chakra Control makes it easier to learn jutsus. Effect minimum: Medium Academy Chakra Control makes it easier to learn jutsus. Effect low: Kage Bunshin no Jutsu lets you split your CP to create a physical clone that can fight with you, and also when it is dispelled you gain his experiences back. So you can use this jutsu to help you learn other jutsus. Cage weapon no jutsu lets you create an exact copy of a weapon or anything in general if you are good enough with the jutsu. The copies of the item you choose will dispel after an hour, but if it's a weapon it might dispel if it hits something too hard for said weapon. Basic funjutsu lets you make explosive tags and small storage seal as well as other seals. To see the list of the seals you can make, say funjutsu list in a clear voice. Medium funjutsu lets you do more advanced seals. Advanced funjutsu, it's the highest of the basic styles of funjutsu, lets you do more complicated funjutsu seals. Uzumaki, new perks open on the perk book, plus 1000 CP, plus 20 int, plus 20 WIS. Sword fighter lets you learn how to use a sword and sword styles easier. Effect high, basic sword fighting, gives a buff when using a sword. Effect small, tell me if I missed any. Also I will try to answer questions next time, so leave a few in the reviews. Video game corner. Today's game, The Escapist, Steam, Xbox One. It's a game about escaping prison. You have to learn the patterns of each day and plan a way to escape. After a while it'll be second nature. You'll start seeing the whole. Welcome back guys to another video. Don't forget to subscribe and let's started. Chapter 12, Uzumaki disclaimer. I don't own Naruto. Baited by Master Gonkalo. Naruto woke up early and did his mission with his team. After they were finished, they were free for the day, so Naruto wanted to test something that he hadn't find the time to test. He went towards the commercial district and made some clones. He had seen in the memories of some clones while doing missions with his team that they also saw the side quest emblem, so he wanted to see if the clones could do side quest. He sent one clone to do the rat side quest in the district. It was an old side quest and it wasn't worth it, but if this failed he didn't wanted to fail on a bigger mission. After a while the clone returned. Apparently, the clones could do side quest, but he only received half of the payment he was supposed to get for completing the quest. After the clone dispelled he got a notification, as you have seen, if you do a side quest with a clone, you will just receive half of the rewards. Any XP or Ryo will be cut in half. This is to motivate you to do side quest yourself. Well, he understood that if he got the full reward he could get away with becoming strong really fast, but this still helped. He could get money from multiple side quests at the same time. Yeah, only half, but it was something, so he decided to farm this feature to get money faster that he could. At least it seemed that he got reputation at the same rate, so it wasn't that bad. The next day, after he had completed his mission with his team, the third Hokage asked Naruto to stay behind because he wanted to inform him of something. Maybe he could finally tell him more of what they had discussed at the hospital. After the rest of Naruto's team had gone outside, the Hokage spoke. Follow me, Naruto said the third Hokage. Naruto followed him to a room that appeared to be more private. Maybe it had privacy seals as well. Naruto couldn't tell at first glance what happened. Jiji, why do you ask me to stay behind to talk to you? Asked Naruto. Well, you see Naruto, when we talked at the hospital, I told you I would tell you more later. Since I didn't have the time then, said Hiruzen. Well, now I can finally tell you more, and I'm sure you're anxious to know more. You bet I am. I want to know more about my family and my clan, said Naruto. Well, as I told you before, I made a promise to not tell you about some things until you became a Chunin or turned 15, said Hiruzen. Naruto nodded as confirmation that he remembered. Well, that was for a reason. You see Naruto, whenever one of those two requirements are met you will become clan head of your clan, said Hiruzen. Naruto was shocked by this reveal. He would be a clan head in some years, or maybe earlier. If he turned Chunin you would also have some responsibilities and benefits from that title, but I will not go in greater detail right now, since that's still quite some time away, said Hiruzen. What I will tell you is that since you are the clan heir you already got access to some benefits and responsibilities with this title. You got access to the library of your clan, which is in your clan house. Sadly I must ask you that you don't move to your clan house yet, said Hiruzen. Why? Asked Naruto. A bigger house would be so much better. It's because of the promise I made. If I let you go there now, you would know who your father was and that would make some other rules apply to you, and I want to keep you away from those rules for some more time, said Hiruzen. They're not bad, it just that you are too young to fulfill some of your responsibilities you will have once you know who your father is. Naruto could understand that, but that meant that his father was also someone of great importance, for now he would trust his Jiji. After all, he knew more things that Naruto did. He might be protecting him from who knows what, maybe a seat at the council that he didn't want yet, but anyway, I can make arrangements that everything related to the library of the Uzumakis is moved to your apartment.